Let me talk to you today about something real, something that a lot of men carry around in silence. You see, nobody really wants to admit it, but some of the strongest men you'll ever meet walk this earth alone. Not because they don't want connection, but because life taught them some lessons that made solitude the safer choice. A man with no friends, that's not always a man who's lost. Sometimes it's a man who's been lied to, betrayed, misunderstood, and left out in the cold enough times to realize that loyalty ain't as common as it should be. He's not bitter, he's just been through enough to stop forcing fake relationships. Let me tell you something, being alone doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're selective, you've got standards, you know who you are, and you're not going to just let anybody into your space. That's wisdom, not weakness. See, people will love you when it's convenient, but the moment you start rising, the moment you set boundaries, watch how many of those so-called friends disappear. Some folks were only around for your struggle, not your success. They needed someone to be below them so they could feel tall. So when a man finds himself alone, it ain't always sad. Sometimes it's powerful, because when you're by yourself, you get to hear your own voice. You get to stop living for others and start listening to that calling inside of you. You don't need a crowd to build a legacy. You just need clarity, consistency, and a reason to keep going. Now, don't get me wrong, we all need somebody. But you've got to understand this. Not everybody qualifies for your inner circle. Not everybody deserves your energy, your trust, or your loyalty. A real man doesn't need 1,000 people to clap for him. He just needs to clap for himself when nobody else will. Sometimes God clears the room so you can focus, so you can rebuild, so you can discover what's inside you when you stop chasing approval. And let me tell you the version of you that's born in isolation. That version is unstoppable. Now here's where it gets deep, because while being alone can build you, staying isolated forever will break you. See, a man with no friends can get used to the silence. He can get so comfortable not depending on anybody that he forgets how to open up. And that's dangerous, because as strong as you are, brother, you ain't meant to carry every burden alone. That weight gets heavy. And if you don't find people who genuinely care about you, not what you do, not what you have but you, then one day, it all comes crashing down. You see, strength is not just the ability to stand alone. It's also the courage to ask for help when you need it. You've got to have at least 1 or 2 folks in your corner who will pray for you when you can't even pray for yourself. Somebody who will check on you not because they need something, but because they care. And if you don't have those people yet, don't worry, you'll find them. But in the meantime, become that person for yourself. Speak life into your own dreams. Encourage yourself when no one's clapping. Be your own accountability. And when you do meet folks who match that energy, keep them close. Protect those connections, because real friends are rare like diamonds in the dirt. But when you find them, they'll shine through every storm with you. Now let me give you a word of hope. Just because you feel alone today doesn't mean you'll be alone forever. Seasons change, people change. And you're growing. That's why your circle got smaller, because your calling got bigger. Don't shrink yourself to fit back into places you've outgrown just so you don't feel lonely. You're not a man with no friends. You're a man in transition, and when you come out the other side of this season stronger, wiser, better, the right people are gonna find you, because real recognizes real, and a man who learns how to walk alone becomes a man everyone wants to follow. So keep walking, keep building, keep believing. You might be alone today, but your purpose, that's never been lonely. So if you're walking this road alone right now, don't you dare hang your head. Don't you let the silence fool you into thinking you're forgotten. You're not behind, you're being prepared. The isolation you feel, that's not punishment, that's positioning. It's where real men are forged, in the quiet, in the fire, in the dark rooms where no one sees the work, but God sees everything. You're not weak because you're alone. You're strong because you're still standing. You're still showing up. You're still believing, even with no applause. That takes more courage than a crowd will ever understand. And when your time comes, and it will when your name is called, when your blessing arrives, when your vision turns into reality, people will ask how you did it. And all you'll have to say is, I walked alone, but I never walked without purpose. Hold your head high, King. Being alone made you unstoppable.